Testing mic check. Testing mic check. Man, I hope this microphone is working. I got a new mic all set up, so only way I could tell is I probably gotta get my phone. See what's going on. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna read something that's gonna read something that's gonna trip y'all out. All right. Excuse me. So I'm reading this book, right? It's called The One World by James W. Lee. Now, this book is a trip. Now, you hear me? Hope I sound clear. So I just hope everything sounds clear. If not, I got to tweak some things, work with. So, in this book, in the preface, in the very beginning of the book, it says, if we understand the mechanism and motives of the group, mind, it is writing to our will without them knowing it. Without them knowing it. Right? So they got it all scrambled up in here. For you, so I'm just gonna read a little bit of it for yourselves. What you find to be truthful or not, using your own judgment. Sounds like flat Earth. Using your own judgment, your own, not what they told you, what they tell us to believe. That's called social engineering. So you gotta dig a little deeper, man, when you read and stuff, especially after you read, after you secondly assume nothing to true. That ancients had a term called tabula rasa, which means to start anew with a fresh open mind where everything and anything is possible. The New World Order, NWO, I call those that eliminated the history of the world order, the history of the old world. This new world order shit, this shit shouldn't even hurt us because we under old world rule. You know about the old. So the Tartarians use one symbol frequently. This is because they say that in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The two objective viewpoint. So they cover up the subjective to just look at the world objectively in cold, calculating terms. In the 1920 employment of Nelson Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men in the world at the time. Rockefeller founded the and owned the school books. You hear that? He owned the school textbook companies as well. Read that again. Rockefeller founded the modern day school system and all right, so hear me. So should we everything we read we have to scrutinize. Everything. So what's the title? Are primary sources actually primary sources? Digitalization, the modern day burning of Alexandria, the New World Order has had the ability to alter images or Photoshop for decades and decades. A prime example being the obvious Photoshop image of Earth from space. Shout to Sanchez. Here we go. Being the obvious photoshopped images of Earth from space. Google's secret effort to scan every book in the world condemned. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't want to do this twice. Let me see something. One sec. All right, give me 1 second. Let me go back. Okay, now. See something else. Something else. A Marburg. Something else. Strong young dude. I need to see something real quick. Thank you, baby. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, good. Y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. My bad, y'all, for the feedback. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. All right, so cool. All right, so modern day burning of Alexandria. Those who are true, I'm starting from the beginning because we're going to get this, are truthers have understood that the New World Order has had the ability to alter images or Photoshop for decades and decades. A prime example being the obvious secret effort to scan every book in the world, condemned Project Open to digitalize every single book they could find and then replace hardcover books with online. So as you can see, they already got control of Kindle. They already got control of Kindle. and Google all the books, Photoshop everything for decades and decades. All right. Now, okay, I'm gonna go here. Back in 2004, Google decided to digitize every single book they could find and then replace hardcover books with online books on a fire, kindling a fire, aka book burning, book burning. I've read this in other sources, but I, I want y'all to see how they put it together. This just the beginning. It's just I'm gonna do some reading for a little while. Thusly, they could effectively alter and control any digitized story that the NWO wished to tell or sell us. Started scanning in just over a decade at Stanford, Oxford, the New York, of other library systems. The company has scanned about just making alters. We're going to take these people out. We're going to put these people in. We're going to put these people at the bottom. We're going to put these people at the top. We're going to make it seem like these people are the dirty people. Whole time, these people are the dirty people. We're going to make it seem like these people are the good people. Whole time, these people are the bad people. So this is what they doing. So I pose the question again. Are primary sources really primary sources? You know, every once in a while, I don't really have time for debate. I don't have time to debate. I don't have time to even really look at them or listen to them or whatever, because um, Moors get work done. And look, when y'all debating, I'm getting work done, talking to the people, setting up other things, that I don't really, see, one thing about me is I'm not big mouth. I'm not a big mouth. See, guys want, they want the subscribers and the likes so bad that they just tell every damn thing. They talk about anything. Man, look, man, when you being strategic, you are a natural Berber from the heart, from the soul. You gotta be strategic, man. You gotta be strategic. Stop telling everything. So, wait a minute. They don't tell us everything. So why we gotta run and tell that you should me? But I don't know, man. I'm cut from a different cloth. I don't understand why guys do what they do a lot of times. All right, so it says the New York Public Library and he had scanned about 25 billion books. It cost them an estimated of $4 million. I'm sorry, $400 million. That ain't nothing to like a Purdue. Y'all know who Purdue was, right? Okay, cool. The producer of legal heroin, right? All right. So, and none of them went to prison. It was the Google ever called a moonshot. What made the system so efficient is that it left so much rather than make sure that each page was aligned perfectly and flat flattened before taking a photo, which was a major source of delays in traditional book scanning systems, right? Cruder images of curved to dewarping algorithms, which use the LIDAR data. I'll look into that and see what that is. The LIDAR data, LIDAR data. Cruder images, hold on, along with some clever mathematics to artificially bend the text back into straight lines effectively now that I'm sorry, now that most get all their news and info from online. See how they separated his story. We think we slick. We think we just started doing it. Shit, they been through it up. They been through it up. That's why they call it. His story is only held in cyberspace. And if, when the internet no longer becomes viable, hmm, when the internet no longer becomes viable, those that own books and oral narrative provide mm, a, a, a alternative history. Hmm, heard that? All right. Of our not so distant past. On a side note, please keep the forefront of your minds that Eric Schmidt is the former CEO of Google. So now they telling on Google now. So now they saying that the Google shit that we read is fake and now is employed by the CIA and NSA. So here we go again. Are primary sources really primary sources? These guys, it's the introduction. I ain't even get into the book yet. It's the intro, right? So let's get some more. Once upon a time, wait till you find out what this whole thing is all about. Once upon a time, known as Great Tartaria, she was in a century ago. I'm not gonna read what's this. Vestiges are still everywhere in the tunnels and the uh, synagogues and everything, man. Everything that got concrete built, yeah. Vestiges are everywhere. This civilization dominated technology more advanced than the present ones. Its geopolymer concrete was eternal and grew stronger over time. Its gigantic iron and glass structures surmounted by domes were present on every continent. Ley lines associated, if you know what ley lines are, associated with Mercury. They distributed atmospheric energy to everyone. They distributed free atmospheric energy to everyone. Its towers and railway stations are still in operation. Unfortunately, the technology of free energy from the ether was destroyed and imprisoned, right? They bottled it up and now they selling it to us. I worked for um, an energy company for quite some time. Introduced like cables and wires to distribute energy. Okay. Do I blow this up a little bit more? All right. But they make handsome profits. And this is the story about Nikola. We already know about Nikola Tesla. He discovered technology connected. Okay, let's talk about it. The story goes that the ether and provide unlimited power to everyone. Yeah, okay. Anywhere, boat, car, or plane for free. Simply electrical energy. It was magnetical. Okay. Magnetical energy that is omnipresent. And we have not been allowed this free energy to all do, due to our capitalizing system of greed and domination by those in power even to this day. So for over 100 years, we have been denied a benevolent system of free energy to all. Mr. Tesla was a front man to hide the Tartarian free energy devices. You will see detailed extensively in this book. Uh, let's go to make um, Russian scholar. I know y'all know about a series of a 7-volume book series called History Written History Dates Only Back slowly from Mako. He did the whole timeline of everything. It's said, man, that's some bullshit. Yeah. He dated back to 1200 AD. This dovetails with the creation of the trilateral NWO founding of the Vatican, City of London, and Washington, D.C. The United States is defined as the federal corporation under U.S. team. See, they hiding that. They hiding it. Is the New World Order. Is it? All right, so non-occurring Revolutionary War by the Freemasonic founding fathers, Boule, who were serving the Grand Law, was issued by the British royal family from the City of London Corporation for North American settlements. this administrative office of the United States courts. That look like some kind of. I seen these frequency uh machines, like seeing these Roman soldiers carrying them. So okay, let's go over this. In 1213, King John surrendered the kingdom of England to the holy to the holy see under the uh, see under the golden bull in 1215 under direct papal authority. King John issued the Magna Carta. Didn't Jay-Z have a song called Magna Carta? No, he had an album called Magna Carta. It's Latin. Moorish for Great Charter. And called the city of what's wrong, babe? My wife just came in. Excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry. But the Magna Carta, Latin. So we know, come on, man, these Moors, these might be some wild Moors. I don't know, these might be, I don't know, some kickers running all this shit. Moors running all this shit. So Latin for great. See, you got good and bad and everything. You got satanic and everything. You got high frequency positive people and everything. Knuckleheads. Um, Christians got knuckleheads. Vatican got knuckleheads. Moors got knuckleheads with skin color. I ain't going for it. It's about money. It's about power. It's about good, evil. It really ain't about skin, man. I'm not into that the skin thing. I'm not really into it because I know, I know, especially to me in my life. You know what I mean? Even right now, today, all these wars that we're going through right now, man. These wars that we're going through with each other. All these young brothers out here killing each other, man. It's family where we grew up together. Something crazy happened, man. But just crazy, man. All the little rappers in my city, they dying, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And it's an agenda. And this agenda is that we eliminate each other. They already know how we think. They already know we like designer. They know we like drugs and I'ma kill you music and guns. We love that. So now these record labels, they got the kids so in the twilight zone because everybody want a chain that they just dangle a chain in front of them, dangle a couple dollars in front of them, or now you in the crew. Now, boy, here, go get rid of these 30 bricks real quick. Make sure you don't fuck up 'cause we coming to get you. So see under the golden bull in 1215 under direct papal authority, King John issued the Magna Carta, right? And that established the 1 mile square block called the City of London Corporation as a sovereign entity from England and London. London. Y'all talking about being everybody know what's going on about nationality. We the only people that want to fight against it. Goofball ass Indians and I don't know what y'all be thinking about, man. I don't know. Noble Drew our Prophet Noble Drew Ali Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, man. He laid it all out. Laid it all out. So all right. The Holy See uses the Latin for official documents, and the Vatican uses Latin as its official language. See, they just stole our language. The Vatican, they always flipping shit. Vatican, they wild, y'all. Let me tell you. So I don't know if y'all heard the commercial. I don't know where y'all. I live in Baltimore, but they got this new commercial that just came out where they starting to sue these archdiocese priests that were caught up with these kids. They got a lawyer team that's not scared. They've been putting it all over the radio saying they get ready to start prosecuting these Geppettos. Yeah, they get ready to start prosecuting, expose. So it's happening. It's all happening, man. So the Vatican uses Latin as its official language. Yeah, our shit. They all yeah, you would use our shit. Novus or because y'all everything the Vatican do comes from the Moors. Okay, comes from the Moabites. Everything they do comes from us. We got the architecture. We got the agriculture. We got the numerology. We got the astrology. We got the astronomy. We got the mathematics. We got the science. More science. We got everything. We civilized. Said the Moors civilized the world. I got a video. When you go to my page and look at the first video, it come from out of this book. Yeah. Oh, you goofies that don't understand, then that's on y'all, though. We ain't got time to worry about y'all, yo. Top rat, lame Calloway, man. Go ahead, man. We ain't worrying about y'all. Why y'all worrying about us? Well, I ain't doing videos on y'all. Uh, but it's too much for me to study on my own to gain knowledge of self for me to be worrying about chasing somebody else so I can get their recognition. Because if you really know history the way you say you supposed to know, you know the Moors always or you know you just a agent. That's what I'm getting. Or you just trying to start something. As I heard the boy Top Rat say, yeah, let me call YouTube and tell YouTube. Let you call YouTube. Who are you? Well, you can call YouTube. Uh, I don't know. As young as you are, and as big as your fucking mouth is, I don't know. It might have been you trying to impress some girls and just ran your mouth and shouldn't have said that shit. 'Cause that shit was stupid. Whatever, man. I ain't getting to them clowns. The Holy See uses Latin. The Holy See uses right. And the official, y'all got me going off. Okay. Novus Ordum to new order of the ages. I don't know why everybody worrying about the new world order when we from the old world. This new shit. I mean, we why we worrying about the new? The new don't mean nothing. This is what y'all been doing for the past 200 years. Y'all been oppressing us on top. So the shit, it ain't no nothing new to us. States Great Seal and uh, and the Great Seal, man. I looked into some stuff where I found out some more on this time. That's not the point for this video. This video is to question primary source. Yeah. Okay. So the Great Seal, so United States Great Seal and United States $1 bill. Washington D.C. is located in both Virginia and Maryland. We know that, yeah. We know Virginia, and it's on the outskirts of Maryland. It's kind of like in the middle. That is Virgin Maryland, DC, 1669. Do you see that? Do you see that? In 1669. Just like Louisiana used to be called Algiers. Thing is, places have the names have changed for places over and 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 over again, man. So you can't debunk nothing like this. Can't debunk like nothing like this. But that's my dog, man. Oh, give me one sec. Give me one sec. You digging a hole through the floor. What you doing? Stop. Give me 1 second, family. It's gonna be a minute. And I'm gonna do some reading, probably about 2 or 3 more pages, and then I'm gonna go and end it. I'm just trying to make this one simple point. Just this one simple point. Are primary sources that I hear these guys that debate a lot, right? So- And see, I've been knew this. See, I knew this. What I'm reading right now, I knew this already. But I just wanted to, bring it to the community and let y'all know, man. Y'all pour so much into these primary sources, and your Kundalini haven't bust out yet. You ain't ready to be reading nothing and trying to break something down. You ain't ready for that. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that. 'Cause you see what I'm reading. was called Rome in 1669. Did you know that? Check out the exotic map. I will pull it up real quick. But check out the exotic map of the United States of what these places used to be called. It changed a lot of times, even in ancient times, when the Washita um got it mapped out with Doug Demonia on there, and some of those names are different. So periodically, names of places change. Yeah, even a Mexum. Look up or look at my last video, and you'll see what a Mexum was. Yeah, 1669. Wikipedia. DC is Roman. Hill is named after Capitoline Hill in Rome. The ancient symbol is all seals. I think this it right here. I think this the fastest thing in the middle right. Symbol is all over the federal building and the federal seals. The federal government is based on the Roman Republic, which was a fascist empire. Roman fascist. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's one thing I don't do. I don't believe. I don't know. I don't believe that. Based on the Roman Republic, which was a fascist empire, Roman fascist, where the word fascist comes from. They had bundled canning rods and an axe for everyone who disagreed with Roman laws. Rome, colonial family, ceremonially rule over Capitoline Hill, which represents political power of Rome's corporate empire. Did you know that? DC, right? Symbolizes the political support that maintains their claim to governmental land ownership. What? Washington, D.C. is Roman architecture and has the Roman fascist symbol all over the U.S. federal and U.S. seals. Fascism means, yeah, that's the seal right there they talking about. 1 second, y'all. All right, man. This is when it gets deep of the Illuminati. Okay. Everybody think the Illuminati ain't real. Blood NWO also rewrote his story during the revision of history during the epic reset between the mid 1800s until the 1930s. Let me read that again. And his story during the revision of history during the epic reset between the mid 1800s until the 1930s, when Court Hoff-Juden, they took his name out, Rockefeller, David Rockefeller, right? I see that up there, along with the Rothschilds, read she being evolution and his story of religious myth and lore. The court Hof-Juden are the people who were, now we know who the Ashkenazis are, right? They are the fake Jews that's in the new Israel. Yeah, that's a new Israel. Yeah. Yeah, that's the new Israel. My dog, my bad, y'all. Um, evolution and the history of religion were, are the Ashkenazi Jewish people who were make all the money and all the fame. These are your record labels. These are your, this is Hollywood. This is everything. This is everything. This is everything, man. Cars, everything. Insurance, everything. As long as the Vatican, Jesuits, and the 13 satanic bloodlines would be provided with information and power. Now we know who gave him the power. We know who gave him the information. Some dirties. Yeah. So let's read. The Vatican set up confessionals for the same purpose and runs a worldwide spy spook agency called the Entity, which owns and controls all CIA, NSA, what is this? MI6, Mossad, etc. This is all part of their one world order. So you go from New World Order to Old World, stated in Latin on, on the see this kicking or some Caucasians that they gave the secret information to, and then they went crazy. Don't trip, because Joseph got a book about the Jewish wars. So you always got your shitty and you always got your do rights. So, you know, I came to uplift humanity. So I'm a do writer. More. I ain't in no dirty more shit. So um, let's go. Okay. The old world order, where the benevolent Tartarians were the benevolent Tartarians. Were the benevolent Tartarians. Hmm. How can you be benevolent but you rewriting stuff? I don't know. Something to think about. So one of their only primary directives was that what you take back from nature, you give back more. Their nature, Isis, the moon goddess, who created and provided for all. One can only conclude extremely similar structures we see throughout the world, that all lived in common language. I'm way too far. Not that. Come on, man. Got with, uh, serious stuff, man. In this book, just want to home in on this. Okay. Where we at? Excuse me. All right. So it says the old world order were the benevolent Tartarians. One of their only primary directives was that what you take their nature nurtures was based on Isis, the moon goddess, who created and provided for all. One can only conclude, given the extremely similar structures we see throughout the world, that all lived in common language and were all related in common thought. Healing centers, right? For animals, they had passive relations with all business. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Okay, yeah, right. So I see what's going on. This was they got new, the old, all these world orders were created and provided for all. One can only conclude, given the extremely similar structures we see throughout the world, that all lived in common language and were all related. They had healing centers, animals. They had passive relations with all life because they had advanced their consciousness to emanate attraction. That's how you get all of these, being able to harness these different energies. Their flag was a griffin, like Queen Khalifa of the Umayyad Caliphates. She rode griffins, which was a real animal. The griffin is part human, part eagle, part lion, and part androgynous bull. It appears from their maps and legend that there also existed centaurs, flying turtles, and unicorns. They then people were destroyed when the new world order learned how to use the talk. See, when the dirt bags got a hold of everything, they just started selling the shit that was uh, right. So the new world order learned how to use the Tartary technology and use it to destroy the entire culture. So here we go with this um resources, and then all the hiding of all of the Moorish everything, and then reclassifying us as Indians and mulattoes and Negroes and blacks and African Americans and all this, right? It's the order of the day, nationality, man. All right. So if you look carefully at the whole massive buildings, that, that would mean there were hundreds of millions, maybe even tens of billions of Tartarians that were eliminated when the healing technology was used to destroy. We find millions of bones buried under cities and massive insane asylums after they had separated them from their children to be sold for slave labor and shipped on founding trains that had enjoyed a one common language as the of Babylon suggests. Britain has over 44 dialects alone. So now, do we languish in our languages created by the NWO, Order, and Phoenicians? what are to definitions, and we paddle on and on with all the varying dialects, etymologies. Let's go to the next page. All right. Who's that? Who's this over here? What's this? So ain't this your boy that told us to yeah, it's cool to jab? This your boy that told us, yeah, man, come on in there and get this. We got something good for y'all that's gonna cure everybody before we put it through the 10-year uh examination, before we put it through the 10-year trial period. We just gonna, yeah, boy, y'all go ahead and do this, boy, y'all gonna be good. Ain't that your boy? That's him. Yeah, we are at war. Mm. The New World Order we see unfolding today likely Geno something at war, genocide. Order we see unfolding today likely genocide of the Tartars under the spiritual mind of Lucifer and Shaitan. Some of these mind-controlled NWO, due to their blood being of higher copper content than non-Rh negative bloodline. But how y'all got copper with no melanin? So they talking about melanated people, but these faces are pale. But we know the truth. Okay. The Rh bloodline allows genealogical DNA traits to passed on, whereas any contamination of positive bloodline, so the negative blood and the positive blood of the goofiness. Most are not even aware that all United States presidents have negative blood, and their lineage can be traced back to King Charles II of the 17th century and Vladimir the Impaler, aka the original Dracula. I got some information on this. I yeah, because this whole thing is to stomp out the Moors all over the world. So that's the whole beef. The originators and control the natural electromagnetic energy so they can sell it, so they can do whatever they want to do with it, so they can get rich off of energy because we need lights. We need these things. You got to be able to drive. I mean, we don't have to be able to drive, but most people ain't gonna do too much walking. Sometimes I walk just for the exercise. Throughout the world, invade. appropriated their palaces and these museums, prefectures, chambers of commerce, stock exchange, churches, high school, courts, banks, biomedic, and tourist attraction, as well as cathedrals, synagogues, and churches, and rewrote their history chronicle the collective Wikipedia. Pause. But we believe everything Wikipedia says. Oh man, let's source up real quick, boy. Wikipedia say blah 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 blah. Yeah, you won't believe what Wikipedia say, boy, huh? You see what I'm reading, and they didn't ready. They are lying as they're. I mean, that they wrote. They're lying. Why? They're lying while they're telling about them lying, and they continue destroying. Tartaria was the whole world, Asia, Africa, Europe, Oceania, and the Americas were part of a single high civilization and had the energy. Great Tartary was then divided into civilizational categories like the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire are Moors. So Moors, Byzantine Empire, and Ross Empire. These changes were then archived into the likes of throne room of the Grand, the National Archives of Britain, and the Library of Congress in Washington. The New World Order parasites also interrupted the astronomical clocks of Tartary because they used the geocentric model to represent the solar system. In the Tartarian astronomical clocks, in the Tartarian astronomical clocks, these the these clocks, the jewel of Prague, the world's oldest astro machines. I thought the Sumerians were the ones that started this. Sumer. Might be talking about Sumer. But they supposed to have the oldest uh everything for real. It's about everything. Um for complex calculated machines, they use terms like computus, and to operate them, sophisticated mathematical knowledge was required. See, we already know that more science mathematical. mathematical, anything you got to deal with high civilizations and advanced civilizations and math. We already know that come from more science. Knowledge was required, right? Knowledge, the invaders centric model and the Copernicus character, among many others of humanity, and erase traces of their recent crimes and destruction of the great civilization of Tartaria. To be very clear, with a unified language and design, how could the many pyramids found all over the world incorporate the same thought and designs if the Tartars were not all connected somehow? Yeah, yeah, a little bit more. Were all the design plans are the design plan? Where? Oh, yeah, they're in the Vatican. In the basement of the Vatican. We will see over and over again how fires were said to destroy most of the structures are never made available. Iron forgery plants not located, where the stones, bricks, copper, iron, etc. came from, or how were all their amazing know-how with us all, yet you find very little, if any, available literature on any of the above. The architecture to extract, excuse me, the architecture to extract energy, the world architecture for electromagnetic energy extract the area. It is characterized columns, domes, and towers. In addition to details, rose windows, and Mughal symbols of the vibration of electromagnetic energy of cells. Formerly, these waves could act in healing, levitation, transport, besides provoking feelings like harmony and euphoria. This energy can now be used in another way. The architecture of Tartary influenced culture and material resources, but maintain you find that pyramids, theaters, and coliseums all had channels running under them directly where the sound energy was directed. The star forts seem to have been designed to create microdomes that protected the inhabitants and resonated harmony. This was detailed in Tesla's three-dimensional shell is created by interference two Fourier expansion, three-dimensional, scalar, hemispherical patterns in space. So shell of instance, or ordinary electromagnetic energy are totally ionized and thus highly excited, giving off intense glowing light. Anything physical which hit enormous discharge of electrical energy and is instantly vaporized. Goes poof like a bug hitting one of the electrical bug killers now so much in vogue by utilizing them during the resets. Look at some of the old depictions of star forts remain mostly undamaged. Imagine a school arts and whose jobs were musical in nature. On the solfeggio scale, which is this, I'm just checking it out. The solfeggio scale, 528 hertz, is significant. It's other numbers I don't see in there that we need to have in there. 528 repairs DNA, reduce pain at 120, solve and clean, influence energy fields at 200. Get into this and see what's going on. These sound frequencies we created made and animals grow larger. Mm. So that's why the Tartarians were so big, grow larger, maintained a temperature climate. All cities located at strategic points on Earth, lakes, oceans, were starred. The energy was then captured through the towers and obelisks and stored in the red and white striped power stations lately called. And my wife said, "Come eat." Already know. I want to read. I want to read some more. I want to read a little bit more of this. All right. Great Tartaria. They always had a water fountain nearby. The electromagnetic energy was extracted and stored in toroid coils at the power plant summits, covered with copper positioned below the towers. Star fortresses coordinated and electromagnetic energy throughout the earth. Ran the world food, ran the world food, and transport system. Mm, and transport system was responsible for all communications, health, underground around the world, running in disruption, running in disruption. People, luggage, objects, correspondence on the surface, well planned sites, magnificent buildings, huge parks, power plants, music, culture, art. In the sky, emit prefer to observe airships. Man, we think it's horse and buggy. They laid out a whole phony history. That's why a lot of the pictures that we see, the pictures look photoshopped. You might see one or two people in the old pictures, right? But they never look they never look real. Mm. And what's all coming together, man. Airships for those who prefer to observe the world from a bird's point of view. The Wright brothers did what? When? They ain't been doing that. When we know that it probably was a brother, if I really do the research, probably some brothers that came up with the airplane first. I think it was. I remember reading something about it. I read so much. I kind of I find it. I find it. And those traces can only be found in yellowed photographs in the contemplation of buildings whose architecture seems incomprehensible by today's standards of understanding modern civilization. Great Tartaria had no colonies. It was a one world civilization, same language, Tartar, Arabic, and Sanskrit. Tartar, Arabic, civilization without the frontiers, with independent nations, independent nations, independent nations. Yes, ruled by qualified princes elected by a local council of wise men, but counseled by that's because sisters, boy, you know, Allah hit them with something else. You know, most kings, I was watching the one Morgan Freeman plays, Morgan Freeman plays like this big king of like of a family bloodline that owned this castle and all this land, but it was a brother. Morgan Freeman is melanated. So I know when they start, well, that 'cause they don't usually tell us stuff like that. Like we know Europeans were melanated. We know that, but they never show it in the movies. I can't stand it. I be blasting. I be going on different Facebook channels of the people that might have wrote it, and I start to blast them. Like, man, what? How come I don't never see no melanated people in the background? I don't never see no brown people in the background, especially in Europe. Y'all are tripping. And then they got mad when Idris Elba played in Thor. Man, yo, they went bananas. European, well, I don't say Caucasians, Slavics. Can't say Europeans because we know Europeans are also melanated too. So you want to be specific, you gotta say Slavics or Caucasians. All right. So colonies, okay. All right, okay, all right. Council by no, it wasn't that movie. It was the second Avatar. When they were getting the okay because he knew that the people was looking for him. So he went to another nation, asked him could he stay, and King was like, "Yeah, y'all can stay. It's cool." But he kept looking at his wife. He kept looking at Queen, and she was like, she was kept, she was like, no. She was he gave her one more shot. She was like, you know what? She gave him a head. She gave him a yeah head nod, and he went with it. Even though we are the brawn females, they got something else, man, with intuition, and we respect. Real men, real masculine men, we respect the feminine. So let me continue. So it says colonies were an invention of the British Jesuit Empire. So now we know that it's the free man that created all of everything, all the fake history, which colonies were an invention of the British Jesuit Empire, which defeated this once beautiful civilization, enslaved their white and black people, addicted them to opium. If you read, please hit the thumbs up button, man. Share this. Share this, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I bet you y'all ain't know this. See, we think that this shit is mid about the two China wars that happened in the 1840s and the 1880s when I don't never say Great Britain. I just say Britain. That's just me, you know. But when Britain and the United States Corporation got together and started funneling in opium because China didn't want to open their ports. So they decided to cripple the nation with this opium shit that I can't stand. Because I think it's a low blow. I think if you gonna fight somebody, don't stab them in the back and then want to fight them. Stab him in the back with a little knife in the lung real quick real quiet, and then now you want to fight that. No, man. Noble people, noble people will fight you straight up. Whoever lose, lose. Whoever win, win. But noble people don't do shit like that, man. I'm not gonna come in the back door and do some old greasy shit through the back door. When I come at you, I'm coming at you front door. Cause I'm a real foot soldier. It's not a game. So in 1840, they did it right. They crippled up everybody, and China opened up their ports. So then China, we already know China, they ain't weak. So they got their minds together. Everybody got strong again. And, their army became strong again, and they closed their ports. And then guess what the US and Britain did again. They did it again 40 years later. Start funneling in opium, had 85% of the population fucked up on the addiction of opium, which is nasty shit. Even the soldiers was fucked up on opium. Looking to say, and other drugs. Addicted addicted them to opium and other drugs. Turned the fragile nation and erased all the wide white lit up cities, meaning the natural electromagnetic cities, right? Then government, same shit they're doing today, and rewrote all of free. So these primary sources, here we go again. Are they primary sources? Public schooling, founded by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, core hard Jews successfully reprogrammed our historical knowledge going on. It ain't gonna last. See, everything always got to return back to its nature and harmony and energy and frequency and vibration if you want to. And guess who grab you up? Leg, arm, head. I master. Oh boy. Don't see. I be trying to be humble, but I gotta say it, man. I self law and master, dog. I self law and master Islam. Historical narrative. Once the children were separated from their parents, it is said that one generation assumes to be true. And that's what we're going through right now. All of us want to be Indian, goofies, that shit. Man, all that shit made up, Doug. All that shit made up. I mean, all that's made up. Because Moors here in Morocco, in Algiers, aka Louisiana. See, a lot of these names have changed. I told y'all. Y'all just read a little while ago. And then DC was called Rome. Did y'all? And I'm gonna go ahead and close out. The Tartar Aryans civilization as the survivors of the descendants of Hyperboreans inhabitants of the earth. So now this Hyperborean calendar that I got, that's real. That's real. The sick are the survivors from Hyboria. Mm. They taught me. Still, I just hope y'all can hear me. They taught to the world their advanced technologies, always respecting the local culture and religion and providing interracial alliances throughout the marriages. Since the golden civilization, this is why the DNA Tartar, that is why the roots of the Russian language are in all artificial languages created by the 19th and 20th century by the Jesuit Joseph Scaliger. Art was created by 19 exchange for low taxes. Tartary will offer the protection of its armies. Forward, but were defeated. We were defeated. We were defeated by DEW and chemical weapons that were only used for benevolent purposes by the Tartarians than 150 years ago. Wow. 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 So I'm in here, man. I'm in here. This enough right there, like my title is. Are they really primary sources? It's Paris the Moore, man. Salaam alaikum, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, Osio, Olito, peace. Are they really primary sources? Peace.